Upon Kenya attaining independence in 1963, the founding president, Jomo Kenyatta, described the country's dream as achievable, though through the elimination of ujinga, umaskini, and ugonjwa. To President Jomo Kenyatta, ujinga meant ignorance, and the solution would be through education. Umaskini meant poverty, and the way out of umaskini was in fixing the country's economy. Ugonjwa, on the other hand, meant disease, and that medicine was the way to go, having an elaborate healthcare system. Now, it's just a few hours from now, Kenya will be marking 60 years since independence. Questions abound. Has the country fixed ujinga, umaskini, and ugonjwa? This is coming up. But first, some highlights. Good night and enjoy the viewing. Did you know that 23 individuals have served as ministers for education since independence? Who are they and what is their contribution? A look at the involvement of Kenya Broadcasting Corporation since independence to date. Plus, first held in 1953 as the East African Coronation Safari in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanganyika, we tell you the history of the Safari Rally as Kenya turns 60.
When Kenya attained independence, one Kisoi Muyao erected the national flag atop Mount Kenya's Batian Peak to celebrate the newfound freedom.
Clean your hands, raise the flag of freedom.
At Uhuru Gardens, the Union Jack was lowered and the Kenyan flag hoisted, and since then, Kenya has made several milestones in celebrating its rich and diverse culture. Nestled on the outskirts of Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya, the Bomas of Kenya stands as a vibrant testament to the nation's cultural heritage. Established in 1971, the Cultural Center has become a cornerstone for the preservation and celebration of Kenya's diverse ethnic groups.
It's an idea that came back in 1970 from the defunct KTDC, Kenya Tourism Development Corporation, which moved to Tourism Finance Corporation, right now Kenya Development Corporation, where they started. It was an idea which was formed that it is important to see how do we commence a facility that can represent and showcase the image of Kenya for the former 8 provinces, but someone is in Nairobi. So it started by the 6 villages and of course what we call the main auditorium hall. Those are the 2 facilities that started Bomas of Kenya.
At Bomas of Kenya, visitors are treated to a kaleidoscope of traditional music, dance and folklore, showcasing the rich cultural mosaic that defines Kenya.
If you look back in 1957, we had a group of dancers in Western Kenya, among the Maragoli, who could do performing arts. So when the whitesmen were there, they said there's a group there which can be brought in Nairobi. So the Maragoli dancers were the first group which came in. Then, of course, brought in the other dancers.
From the rhythmic beats of the drum to the colorful attire worn by performers, every detail is a nod to the country's history and traditions. The Bomas of Kenya serves as a living museum dedicated to preserving the customs, rituals and traditions of Kenya's ethnic communities. The cultural village within the complex authentically recreates traditional homesteads, allowing visitors to experience the diverse ways of life across the nation. The village showcases the traditional way of living as well as crafts, music and dance, representing the lifestyle of ethnic groups such as Luo, Kikuyu, Kalenjin, Taita, Maasai, among other communities. The traditional houses are set out in clusters according to regions and feature the various aspects of a cultural homestead.
Cultural tourism is a product that cannot be ignored. And given it is niche in the form that this particular product can only be given out or showcased once a proper research has been done. We have seen the number of tourists, both domestic and of course non-resident, growing each and every time.
Research is the cornerstone of Bomas of Kenya, as it ensures that the institution remains true to its representation of Kenya's rich and diverse culture. Beyond its role as a tourist attraction, the Bomas of Kenya has also emerged as an educational hub where thousands of students visit annually, immersing themselves in the rich tapestry of Kenyan culture through interactive workshops, performances and exhibitions.
It's important we document. Once you have documented these particular items in regard to zoology, performing arts, it is important we pass it to the generation that we have. So in regard to education, we will always perform relevant classes as and the request comes. And we do sensitization to the schools. And we have tried to see how do we embed to the KBC program.
In 2011, a Tamaduni restaurant was built. The architecture inspired by the Maasai Manyatta. The restaurant offers indigenous Kenyan cuisine from over 40 communities.
Tamaduni restaurant was reborn. Should be in 2008. That's when it was reborn. Now the cuisines were researched and done in its original form. I think it's at Bomas you can get what we call this beer among the Kikuyu called Muratina. It's a wine, not a beer. Say wine is good for the stomach. At Bomas you can do a very nice Muratina. Then of course among other traditional brews, including busa from Western. Then we have other foods in Ngege from the Luo. We do it so culturally.
By fostering cultural understanding among the youth, Bomas of Kenya contributes to the unity and cohesion of the nation, bridging gaps between different communities. One of its unique features is the botanical garden that plays a crucial role in identification and preservation of medicinal herbs and indigenous trees such as Cape fig, wild date palm and exotic trees such as casuarina, Indian rubber plant, jacaranda, among others.
A classic example, let's say a mugumo tree. We know the people among the Kikuyu cultures had this particular mugumo tree, and the mugumo tree was used with certain values, including, of course, medicinal values. We have another, let's say, ethnic group, let's say, among the Kisis, where they have a tree called Omutembei. This particular tree, it has certain values beyond medicinal values.
The Bomas of Kenya has played host to significant events in Kenya. From hosting traditional dance shows, the Bomas draft of the new constitution to the coordination and announcement of general elections.
The first Tamaduni Day was launched in Bomas of Kenya. Under Tamaduni Day, you'll find that we tried to bring in quite a number of stakeholders all over the counties, actually among all the 47 counties, who were able to represent, and they were able to showcase the relevant cuisines from different cultures. Bomas played a critical role in bringing minds together, and actually it gave birth to the constitution which improvement was done on. So we feel proud we were part of the team that played a role in bringing up the constitution. I'll give another magnanimous event that happened each and every time. I'm talking of elections. If you look at the last 3 elections, that is 2013, 2017, and 2022, Bomas, we are proud to have hosted the Electoral Commission, given it has been changing names. Currently is Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. For communities who have thought when they want to settle their issues, where do they meet? They have always come to meet at Bomas.
Over the years, Bomas of Kenya has evolved in response to changing cultural dynamics, innovation and technology, with notable changes, the latest being digitization.
Currently, we have developed what we call sample bar, digitizing whatever we have into a form that can be accessed digitally. Not relevantly being at Bomas, but this can be accessed being anywhere in the world.
Other productions include Tapestry, a storytelling program, Dance Nasi, which is an online dance program, among others. With everyday changes, a myriad of milestones are yet to be incorporated.
We transformed into having culture embracing digital, embracing across digital technology, and of course we are looking at a way of uplifting the facility. The facility is going to be uplifted, and we are expecting in the couple of years you are going to see quite a number of activities. We're going to have what we call BICC, Bomas International Complex Center. What is all about in this thing? BICC, we are looking at Bomas having a modern convention center where we can hold up to 15,000 packs.
Separately, a section of leaders from various communities highlight that Kenya has made significant strides in preservation of culture since independence. These even as they call upon measures to be put in place to preserve Kenya's rich and diverse cultures.
Wakikuyu walikuwa na serikali yao. Kusema ni serikali yao ni kusema ya kwamba walijua vile wanatatua shida zao. Kama kulikuwa na kesi ama zile kesi labda unaweza fikiri ni kesi kubwa kama ya mauaji, walikuwa wanajua vile wanaweza fanya. Hata wazee walikuwa wanakaa chini, hata kama ni mtu ameua ndugu yake ameua rafiki yake, wangekaa chini na waongee. Yale mambo yalikuwa mazuri, tunayafuata. Tukiyafuata ukweli wa mambo, hiyo ndio italeta mabadiliko makubwa sana katika yale mambo mabaya tunaona sasa hivi, kwa sababu watu wengi wamepotea kwa sababu wamewacha zile mila nzuri za zamani.
Sasa kuna haja ya wazee na kina mama na vyama vilivyoko katika jamii ya Kiswahili kuwakumbusha vijana. Kumekuwa na gap ya elimu baina ya wale wanaojua na vijana wa kisasa ambao hawajui mila na desturi zao. Vipi paka anaweza kumfundisha mtoto wake akawa paka?
Jackie Wambiru for KBC Channel 1.